Now we will show you in detail. We will look at in the same Devi Bhagavad again in detail this time. Look at this. This is the same Devi Bhagavad published by Gita Press Gorakhpur. This is Devi Bhagavad and the third chapter begins here. This is page 113. This is page 113. Janme Jai asked, Lord, you have given the command to perform Amba Yagya, that is the fasting during the holy Navratra, as a method of praying to the goddess. So, who is that goddess? How did she first appear? What was the reason for her arrival and what qualities does she possess? How is Amba Yagya performed? After that, Brahma, along with that, please tell me about the creation of the universe, because Bhudev, everything that has been told about the universe and what is in what way is known to you. Janmajay is asking Vyasji, I have heard that Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra, they are the three deities with qualities. It is their duty to create, regulate and to destroy the universe respectively. O son of Parashar, Vyasji, now I want to hear about them in detail. Please have mercy and explain. Vyasji says, King, your intellect is huge. What you have asked just now about the origin of Brahmadi, which means now Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh came into being, it is a topic of great difficulty. A number of questions arise from it. This exact question I asked from Narad ji earlier. Vyas ji is saying, I asked Narad ji about the same knowledge. I said, Saint, you have great knowledge. Please be kind enough to tell me who is the head of this elaborate universe. Saint, what was the origin to this universe? Dvijvar, also do tell if this universe is perishable or is it eternal? Was it created? On page number 114, chapter 3, by a single power, or were there multiple creators? In absence of a doer, no task is done. This question arises in my mind. Some people, believing Lord Shankar to be the ultimate one, consider him to be the creator of the world. They say that the God of gods, Shankar, is an indestructible man. He was never born, nor will die. He exists in a spiritual form. He rules over the other deities too. A number of others praise Lord Vishnu. He is the most powerful being, imperceptible, holder of all riches. He is the ultimate God. A few others say that Brahmaji was the main reason behind the creation. Many a teacher say that Bhavani is the one who favors the aspirations of all. She is the Adi Maya Mahashakti who stays with the ultimate God for performing the tasks in form of nature. She has an intimate relation with the Brahm. Brahm here is the Kal, the Kshar Purush, and the intimate relation means they are husband and wife. She stays involved in the task of creation, regulation and destruction of the universe. She is the mother of all beings and the deities too. She never takes birth or dies. She is known by the names Vaishnavi, Shambhavi, Brahmi, Vasavi, Varuni, Varahi, Narasimhi and the amazing Mahalakshmi. On the page 115, a number of eminent munis say that the one who is flawless, formless, unattached, without physical quality, charismatic and comprehensive Brahma is the one who has created the universe. In some places in the Vedas and Upanishads, he is referred to as the Brahma Tejomay. He is the superior man with thousands of heads, eyes, ears, arms, mouths and feet, etc. Moving on. Now, Vyas ji asks Narad ji that I have heard different people saying different things. Someone calls Shankar as the creator while some say it was Vishnu. Who is the creator? To this Narad ji says, Vyas ji, it was in some ancient time that even I had same doubts in my heart. So I went to my father, the Amit Tejasvi, Brahmaji's place, and I asked him the same question you are asking. I said, Father, what was the origin of this entire universe? Vibho, was it you who alone created it? Or was it Vishnu who created it? Or was Shankar the creator? Lord of the world, you are the soul to the world. Please do tell the truth. Which deities should one pray to? And which of them is the greatest and the superior one? Sinless Brahmaji, please have the mercy to answer these questions and clarify the doubts of my heart. O son of Satyavati, Vyasji. Hearing such questions of mine, the father of all, Brahmaji, started telling me. Brahmaji said, Son, how should I answer this question? It is a question of great difficulty. O great person, you can find a solution to this problem completely from Lord Vishnu. These three deities have no knowledge. That is the reason they keep shifting burden from themselves to the other. Go ask the other. He suggestively points towards Vishnu, yet he shares his own knowledge. Brahmaji says, Mahamate, there is no such detached man in this world who knows this secret. One who is solitary, free from pride and jealousy, only he can know the knowledge of this secret at first. Now Brahmaji talks of the creation. At first there was water everywhere, all the beings of the world, none of them existed. Then from lotus was I born. That time I saw no sun, moon, trees or mountains, none. Page 116, chapter 3 of Devi Bhagavat, was to be seen sitting on the lotus petals. I wondered, how was I born suddenly in this abyssal water? Who is my savior and who is the superpower who creates and destroys the world at the end of time? Nowhere a landmass could be seen which was holding all that water. Where did the lotus come from? Thinking of it all, I got down in the water. Brahmaji says, further, for thousands of years altogether, I explored the earth, but nowhere on it could I found a beginning of end to this water source. Right then, I heard an ether voice, Tap karo, tap karo. That is when I started doing the same. For thousands of years I sat on the lotus performing the rituals. Then I heard yet another ether voice asking me to create. I was confused on hearing it. I wondered what was I supposed to create and what my duties were. At that moment, two dangerous demons named Madhu and Ketab appeared in front of me. They desired to battle me amidst that great ocean. I was frightened of them. Holding the stem of the lotus, I got down into the water. There I saw an amazingly great man. His body was as dark, black as a cloud. Clouds like the dark black clouds. He was dressed in yellow, had 4 arms. He was resting on a bedsheet of the great serpent. The neck of this universal god was adorned by a rosary, Shankh, Chakra, Gada and Padam. These 4 armaments gave him an amazing grace. I luckily caught a sight of the great Lord Vishnu. Resting on Sheshnag, being tranced, he was in a deep sleep. All his functions were tranquil. Naradji, looking at the Lord sleeping on the great serpent bed, I became anxious. Right then I remembered goddess Yognidra. I praised her grace. Then the merciful goddess appeared to escape from the body of Sri Vishnu Ji. Vigraha means the body, appeared to come out of the body of Lord Vishnu, making an incomprehensible form, ascended towards the heavens. Divine jewelries were adding to her beauty. As Yognidra escaped the body of Lord Vishnu and made her way to the heavens, Sri Hari sat up immediately. Pious souls, as I told you before about the creation of the universe, this servant told you verbally what God Himself told us. God Kabir Sahib said, he said that Durga is the mother of Brahma Ji, Vishnu Ji and Shiv Ji, Sri Devi, and Kal, Jyoti Niranjan, is their father. What do? They give birth to the three kids. Kal, who is Brahm and is also known as Kshar Purush or Kshar Brahm. It is from the marital union of Kshar Brahm and Durga Ji. Sri Brahma Ji, Sri Vishnu Ji and Sri Shiv Ji are born. They come to existence. And what do? They keep them comatose right from the birth. They are made unconscious and they carry on taking care of them, and when they grow up, they are brought to senses. Durga Ji had acquired a different form, spirit form, a spirit, and entering the body of Vishnu Ji had led him to an unconscious state. Similarly, Brahma Ji was placed on a lotus flower while he was still in a comatose condition. He said it himself that he had no ideas from where he appeared on the lotus and who his parents were. When he came down, he saw Vishnu Ji in an unconscious state, and as soon as Durga escaped from him, he gained consciousness. In this same way, Lord Kal has kept everyone in confused state as per a well-established plan. No one was in doubt the true knowledge. And now you will see what happened further. In a third place, Lord Shiva was kept in the unconscious state, and then he was brought to senses too. Then the three were preached and brought together. Now look at concise Srimad Devi Bhagavad, third unit, and we were reading here. Then the merciful goddess appeared to escape from the body of Sri Vishnu Ji. Vigraha meaning the body, appeared to come out of the body of Lord Vishnu, making an incomprehensible form, ascended towards heavens. Divine ornaments adorned her beauty. As Yognidra escaped the body of Lord Vishnu and made her way to the heavens, immediately Sri Hari sat up. He fiercely fought with Madhu and Ketab for 5,000 years. Then demons were killed. At first, the demons were fascinated by the criticism from the goddess. Then Lord Vishnu laid them on his lap and ended their lives. Now there were only me and Lord Vishnu left, only two of us. Then Rudra appeared too. We caught the holy glimpse of the Bhagavati Adhya Shakti of Durga. We were amazed by her grace. We praised her greatness. It was then the Adi Shakti started telling us. The goddess said, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwar, you should now carefully get involved in your duties, creation, regulation and destruction. These are your duties. Brahma Ji said, Bhagavati Adhya Shakti. Here we are reading page 117, Skand Unit 3. Had a really sweet voice. It was melodious and pleasant. We heard it clearly. We asked her, Mother, How will we be able to work on the creation of these species? There is lack of extensive land, all the areas underwater. Hearing this, a smile appeared on the face of that gracious goddess. Almost then, a beautiful aircraft landed from the sky. The goddess ordered us, deities, fearlessly and enter this aircraft agreeingly. Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra, today I will show you a wonderful view. We obediently followed the Bhagavati's words. We sat down comfortably on that giant plane decorated with jewels. As we sat down, the goddess, with her power, elevated the aircraft to the sky. Brahmaji says the aircraft flew with the speed of mind and took us to an unknown place where there were many beautiful trees laden with all sorts of fruits. A very beautiful city appeared in front of it. A wonderful wall added to the beauty of the city. There were many high-rise castles in it. Yagyashalas were made at the proper places. Moments later, we arrived at another beautiful place. There we saw a surpassing paradise. Under the dense shadow of Parijat sat the Surbhi cow. Next to her was sitting the Airavat elephant. Hundreds of apsaras, celestial nymphs, demigods, Gandharv and Vidyadhar sang and enjoyed themselves in that paradise of the Parijat tree. Then we saw that superior Lord Indra was there too. Next to him was his beloved Sachi. The sight of the paradise, page number 118, astonished all of us. Let's look forward. Almost then our aircraft speedily took off and made its way to the divine abode Brahmalok. All the deities respectfully bowed in front of that place. It was the seat of another Brahma. Lord Shankar and Vishnu were surprised to see him. An assembly was going on. Aha! Lord Shankar and Vishnu asked me, four-headed one, who is this indestructible Brahma? I answered them, I don't know anything about who is the regulator of this universe. Lord, who am I? Who are they? And what is our purpose? These are the questions that are confusing me. Then suddenly the fast-paced, like-mind aircraft left that immediately place and arrived at the beautiful summit of Kailash. Looking forward, as soon as the aircraft reached, a three-eyed Lord Shankar came out of a magnificent palace. He was riding the Nandi bullock. He had 5 faces and 10 arms. A crescent moon adorned on his head. Within a moment, aircraft left that summit at a pace faster than speed of the wind. It made its way to the Vaikuntha Lok, heaven. This was the relaxation place for goddess Lakshmi. Son Narad, it is impossible for me to describe the grandeur I saw there. After seeing that wondrous land, Vishnu felt like he was swimming in an ocean of astonishment. A Brahma, a Vishnu and a Shankar is on board the aircraft, and then there is another one there too. There was another Sri Hari who had lotus-like eyes. His body was shining like the flowers of Alasi. He was dressed in yellow, he had 4 arms and he was riding Garud, the king of birds. Divine ornaments were adding to his amazing charm. His beloved Lakshmi ji was whisking a flabellum on him, witnessing the astonishing setup of the eternal Sri Hari. We were all spellbound, dumbstruck, staring at each other. We hopped on to the best seats of the aircraft. Soon the aircraft started rushing through the wind. Right in front of us was an ocean filled with water sweet as nectar. The water was really sweet. By souls, the preaching that God Kabir Dev Ji had given about the universe created by him contains a very detailed explanation. Now, Brahma ji, Vishnu ji, Shiv ji are sitting on the aircraft, while Durga ji makes it fly into the sky. The place where they arrived was the seat of Brahma ji, and there was one Brahma ji in the aircraft and another one in the Brahmalok. When they saw that, Vishnu ji and Shiv ji asked Brahma ji, "Who is that other Brahma?" Brahma ji, the one from the aircraft, says, "I do not know who he is or who we are or how we were born or what our purpose is." Then who was that? It was Kal, as I have told you in the beginning of the creation of nature. While at the time of the creation, at the topmost point of the universe, right at the summit, he had created 3 places. Let me show you a picture of the universe. This will help in easy understanding. Take a look. A small illustration of the universe. Look at this. It is shaped like an egg, this type shape, that is, it is called elliptical, right? Now keep looking. We will start from the bottom. Right at the bottom is Patal Lok, hell, Talatal, Rasatal, Sutal, Atal, Mahatal, Talatal and Vital. This is earth. This is the region of Shiv, also known as Shivpuri, region of Brahmaji, Brahmapuri, region of Vishnuji, Vishnupuri. Now common region between the heaven and hell, and this is the region of Dharmrai, who is the judiciary appointed by the Kal, and here the accounts are maintained for everyone. And then this place, it is Brahmalok. All of this is called Brahmalok. This is one heaven, one Indra resides here too. This is Indra is different and thus is known as Maha Indra. And then what is done here? This is Mahaswarg. This is the place where the duplicates have been created by him. Here there is a false Satlok, fake Alaklok, fake Agamlok and fake Anamilok have been created here. Here there are 88,000 settlements. Here is the Saptpuri, and above all this Brahmalok, this is Brahmalok. Above this Brahmalok, he has made 3 secret places. As I have told you, this is a Rajogun dominant region where the Kal Ksharpurush resides in the form of Brahma, and with him lives his wife Durga in the form of Savitri. He disappeared from here and reached here before their aircraft. This is Tamogun dominant region. Here he himself resides in the form of Mahavishnu, Mahashiv, and his wife Durga in the form of Uma. And this is the Satogun dominant area further. Again, he appears in the form of Vishnu and Durga stays in the form of Mahalakshmi. When their aircraft reached via this way, they first saw the region of Indra. First, there were huge trees and then they saw other regions and then entered from here to there. They could not go any further. They saw Maha Indra and they turned. Then they went up this way. As they went further, first, they saw devil or the Ksharpurush who sat in the guise of Brahma. And then the aircraft made its way to here. Then they saw a Shankarji and saw that it was devil, the Ksharpurush himself, who was disguised in the 3 different faces. And then they came to the area of Vishnu. Here was another Vishnu and Lakshmi ji sat there with him. His Durga was whisking a flabellum on the devil, the Ksharpurush, who was in the form of Vishnu. Then the craft came here to here, right here to the water, sweet water ocean, where there is a separate region for Durga. Let's read further. We have read the Srimad Devi Puran up till here. Now we come here, we have reached the ocean of sweet water. Now let's come here, Pi souls. All that our holy books are trying to prove today, all this knowledge was already written in the words of God Kabir Ji 600 years ago in his Sachidanand Ghan Brahm speech. Kabir Vani written in words 600 years ago from today, and today we are realizing it in all these holy books. So this proves that God Kabir Ji is the complete God who shared this knowledge with us before, which is now present in our holy books.